Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack be a 2023 Alfa Romeo Giulia. And don't forget to give that like button a click. Well, did I coax you into liking my video? Back to the drawing board. Jack also be afraid because this parking garage is not it. Welcome back to Sparkplug TV. My name is Chris and I do car reviews for literally everybody, not just car enthusiasts. Regardless of my adorable attempt at a nursery rhyme, please don't forget to like this video, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so that you get notified whenever I drop a new video, which is every single Friday. Thank you. Massive shout out to Johnson Alfa Romeo Maserati of Cary for letting me borrow today's Alfa. Johnson Automotive is known for providing exceptional service to luxury clients, and Johnson Maserati Alfa Romeo of Cary is no exception. If you want an ownership experience indicative of these amazing Italian machines, Johnson is where you'll find it. I think I unwittingly chose that nursery rhyme because there's something about the 2023 Giulia that exerts unending nimbleness and undeniable quickness. The Giulia debuted as Alfa Romeo's rebrand into the general market as an obtainable Italian luxury sports car for the middle class. Every year since then, they've treated the Giulia a lot like Apple treats their iPhones. And it's basically the same thing every year with just a different paint color, more cameras, and more sensors. Unlike iPhones, however, I personally think that the Giulias are getting better and better every year. Not me filming this entire video on my iPhone and then talking about Apple. I also edit with a MacBook. Well, what's new for the 23 models, you ask? As usual, Alfa has added a new trim and reconfigured some of the others. I swear, they add or change up the trims every single year. It's so confusing. I think they started out with like 2 trim levels. For the 23 model, it's now the Estrema that's underneath the top tier quadrifoglio. The Estrema model now comes standard with an adaptive suspension and a limited slip differential for being nimble and quick. The Lusso trim now comes with a standard genuine leather wrapped door panel and dashboard, plus a 14-speaker Harman Kardon sound system. But for an extra $2,000, you can add it to the TI like this one. So in terms of updates, that about does it. So let's talk about power. All Giulias come standard with one powertrain, the 2.0-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine that outputs 280 horsepower, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Apart from the high-performance quadrifoglio, each trim can either be rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. This one is rear-wheel drive, and in something like this, to me, is preferred. In terms of track numbers, the Giulia gets 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds. Well, I immediately take back what I've said in preferring rear-wheel drive because apparently the all-wheel drive i4 gets up to 60 miles an hour in just 5.1 seconds. It has a top speed of 149 miles an hour plus a 50-50 weight distribution, making this the ultimate driving machine. Oh, sorry, this isn't a BMW 3 Series. Don't worry though, the Giulia can boogie. I swear to God, this parking garage is freaking me the out. I just keep hearing noises. I don't know where they're coming from. So if you saw my Stelvio video, then you know that in that video, I described it as a Giulia on stilts. If you haven't seen it, you can click right here and view it. There is no escaping my shameless plugs. This is my channel after all. Well, I finally have the original gal right here. And I mean, I can see why they haven't really changed up the appearance in over 6 years. Because the overall design is a mix of classic Alfa with the front grille and modern luxury with the LED daytime running lights plus the headlamps. Every angle, I think, is well crafted and thought out. And I am so happy that these wheels are the $2,000 optional 19-inch 5-hole aluminum wheels. These things are so cool and they look like a revolver. Plus, how could you not love red brake calipers on something this sporty? Come on. Now, okay, I know I've been saying some absolutes, then double backing on them, like some American politicians. But while the front and the sides are well thought out and gorgeous, I just feel like the back was just kind of forgotten about. Dare I say it's giving Corolla vibes? Ooh. The taillights do give it a touch of pizzazz, but I think when it has the added rear spoiler and the larger diffuser and nicer exhaust tips, it just looks a lot better. I'm not saying it's ugly looking, I'm just saying that it could use a bit more oomph, you know? I mean, what can I say about the interior of the Giulia that I didn't already about the Stelvios? Because it's virtually the same. Have you watched my Stelvio video yet? Okay, I'm sorry. The Giulia's interior has a humongous dose of Italian luxury with its dramatic lines, gorgeous dashboard, and nicely laid out buttons. Everything is very clean and nice. It has an 8.8-inch digital touchscreen navigation system that can also be controlled with this wheel right here. The infotainment system itself is not the quickest when it comes to response times, but it is intuitive in the way that it's used. I found it especially difficult when it came to the voice commands because they are very limiting in how you can use them. Navigate to McDonald's.
Choose a line number or say correction.
Correction. I like the way that the gauge cluster looks. It's just kind of like jutting out at you, and it looks like it's coming at you with speed. And the digital part is to be expected in a modern car, but I just wish it was a bit more customizable and not controlled by the windshield wiper stock. Then, of course, how could I forget this gorgeous, stunning, lovely Alfa Romeo steering wheel? I don't know what it is about these steering wheels. I love these things so much. I love that the start-stop button is on it. It's so good looking. Ooh! Anyways, the seats are heated. They're pretty comfortable. And of course have the Alfa Romeo stamp plastered on the back. Everything is nice to touch. Well thought out, as usual. Although might not be as technologically as advanced as some of its competition, it's still a really cool place to be. It has all of the standard luxury trappings that you'd come to expect, like rain-sensing windshield wipers, parking sensors, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring system, forward collision response, blah, 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 blah. Let's take her out for a spin. Plus, I need to get out of this parking deck. It's really scary. Did you know that Ring Around the Rosie had to do with the Black Plague? When they all fall down, it means they all died. One thing I forgot to mention is that, of course, this being the Alfa Romeo, it does come with the DNA drive settings. So the D being the dynamic, N being normal, and A, well, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what A stood for, but I know that it is for slower driving and for slippery situations, as well as for eco driving. What this had on the Stelvio is just the absolute way that you can just jut around everywhere. Like, this thing is so quick in every way. The transmission is ultra responsive. It is so crazy how responsive this transmission is. Even when you put it into manual mode, it's so good. I mean, it downshifts so gracefully. And you know what? It's a refined sounding turbocharged engine. It sounds good. If I didn't know what a 4-cylinder sounded like, which I do, but if I didn't, I would be like, is this a V6? Like, this thing is really impressive. The other thing about the interior is just how quiet this thing is. It is a proper luxury car in how quiet it is. The other impressive thing about this is the turning radius. The turning radius is sublime. I mean, that's what, hang on. Oh, so sick. Alright, y'all, well, that about does it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and watch that Stelvio video. I'm just kidding. I hope that you stayed until the end of this video, and then go watch the Stelvio video. What is there to say other than, like, I really like this, and I think that Alfa Romeos are for the girls that don't want to have a C-Class or a 3 Series or a G70 or an Audi A3. It's for the girls that want to be different. Some positives about this: the drivability is out of control. I guess it's in control because I absolutely love to drive this thing. It is so agile. It is so nimble. It is just, oh God, it's so good to drive this thing. It's a proper driving machine. You know, the 50-50 weight distribution is crucial. The 4-cylinder engine sounds, feels, and does a fantastic job. Transmission, fantastic. Steering responsiveness, fantastic. Styling, also fantastic. I did rag on the back end a little bit, but I think that the front end is something special. I think that it is quintessential Alfa. It just screams luxury, you know, and it's different. It's unique. Unique New York. Do I think some things need to be updated on this? Yeah, probably. Do I think that the infotainment system needs to be updated a little bit? Maybe offer like a bigger infotainment system? Maybe. I also think that, albeit I do like the gauge cluster, I think that they need to have a bit more configurability with the digital aspect of it. Like I said earlier, it's got the same luxury trappings of any other like German-made or Korean made or even Japanese made luxury car, but they just do it in their own way. I still can't get over that engine. I mean, like, yeah, the engine was good in the Stelvio, but in the smaller, lower to the ground Giulia, I mean, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I also do like the fact that they did split up the trim levels again and kind of made it a bit more accessible, whereas like the Sprint is more accessible, you know, but you can, and then the TI kind of feels like an LT trim level or like an SLE kind of trim level where it's like middle of the range. You can option it up to feel like the Lasso. I think that was a smart move on Alfa's part. In general, I think that this is a great car. Yeah. Oh God, it was so fun to drive. I love this baby. Yeah, that's it. That does it for me today. I'm gonna go find a psychic and clear all of the negative energy from that parking deck and hopefully be rejuvenated for my next video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next Friday. Bye-bye. Hey Sparks. Thanks for watching today's video. If you want more Sparkplug TV content, click right here. Right here. You got two options. Choose one, or both.